Hello. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon or good evening for you. Hope everyone is doing well. So, welcome everyone, and thank you for joining us. My name is Rocco Wunderle, certified facilitator, and there is a topic which is my specialty topic or area. It's called the acoustic wave and acoustic vibration. And these are two different things. And why should we talk about this? Maybe it's a good question. But first question is who we are. And we are infinite beings. And I believe you've heard it 1,000 times that you are an infinite being. And actually, what does it mean? And I believe like everyone would like to use and live and enjoy all the capacities of the infinite being that we truly be. But what are these capacities and how can we bring it to the surface? And as infinite beings, so we have a body, and you can see your body, you can touch your body, you use your body every day. And when we talk about the body, it's not just the physical body, but it's all the different dimensions and layers of the body, which means the energetic systems, all the chakras and meridians and everything. So in Access, when we talk about the body, it includes all the different parts and all the connected energetic and non-energetic systems of the body. So we will not talk about different parts of the body. When we say body, it includes everything. And then there is you, the infinite being. And it's an interesting part because like, what are your capacities? And actually your capacities are limited by your points of view. Because every day we look at ourselves and we sort of like identify ourselves based on the reflections of the environment, based on what people tell us, based on what we see in the mirror. So we think that, you know, from the very beginning, from childhood, we learn that you have a lifespan, like you can live 60, 80, 90 years. There are certain things you can do. There are the rules of the physics, that there are certain things you can do, and your body is also limited in many ways because like biology is talking about what are these limitations. But actually there is a totally different, let's say, dimension. And this dimension is the space of infinite possibilities. And it may sound as very miraculous, and actually it is, because our five senses can only pick up, you know, what you can see, what you can touch, what you can smell or taste. These are the things you can sort of like recognize with your five senses. But as an infinite being, you have more. As an infinite being, you can pick up everything that is beyond your five senses. So I would say the five senses can show you what is sort of like, if we talk about an iceberg, you know, what is an iceberg? That is a big piece of rock, like an ice that is floating on the ocean, but only 5% of it is above the ocean. Only 5% that is what you can see. And this is equal to what we can pick up from this whole reality with our five senses. And the 95% is below that. It's unseen. You cannot pick up with your five senses, but you can pick up with the infinite being you are. And here comes the space of infinite possibilities. And yeah, actually the amazing part is that it's our nature. And like as an infinite being, your very nature to function from the space of infinite possibilities. It is built into you. It's organically part of you. But the only big problem that we learned and we sort of like experienced the totally opposite, that we are finite. And this is what we need to sort of like break down everything that we learned until now in our environment, from the parents, from our education, to break down the whole thing. Let all the things that we learned and we get used to melt it away for all eternity. Because as long as we function from finite possibilities, we will only, use that, think through that, like believe in that, and see the world through those finite and limited capacities. And as infinite beings, it's your very nature to function from infinite possibilities. What does it mean? We can start from the very beginning, like what are the infinite possibilities, let's say, with your financial reality? And you may think that I go to work, I have a job, at the workplace they pay a monthly fixed amount, and this is how much I can earn. And from one aspect, it's true. But if you start to function from infinite possibilities with your financial reality, then it starts to allow you to sort of like see possibilities that goes beyond, that is beyond your actual, let's say, monthly income. So you may have the capacity to sort of like realize different income streams, realize different possibilities, how you could create more money. And there are, we may think that, okay, if I want to make more money, I need a job that pays better, or I need a second job, like a second shift, or I need to work extra hours. But that's a linear approach. Linear, it really means that if I want more, like achieve more, then I have to put more input. Like I have to put double energy, double time if I want double income. And actually that is not true, because there are infinite ways how you can generate money. But are you willing to open up your mind, like let go all the polarities that you are functioning from? Because the capacity would allow you to recognize it, because the possibilities are around us. But you can only see and you can only become aware of that your points of view or your judgments are allowing to see. And these are the things that the points of view and the judgments that we both have, these are limiting us. These are limiting what we can create and what we can change in our life, or what we can achieve in our life. We can talk about even the body, like what are the capacities as an infinite being with your body? Like how many sort of like points of view do we have about how the body works? And if you function from these points of view, then there can be, let's say, terminal illnesses that will not change. You will die. Like you can have cancer, and if you follow what the doctors say, and they can say, you are in a terminal stage, like a stage 4 cancer, there is nothing we can do. And a lot of people, unfortunately, die. And then maybe you've heard about, there are people who have like miraculous recoveries. They get healed from even the most terminal illnesses. And how can this happen actually? What is the difference between your body and their body? Or what is the difference between those people's bodies who survive or who die? And the big thing is that the body is not that finite as we think. Because when you as an infinite being start to function from the space of infinite possibilities, your body starts to also pick up that vibration. It will also pick up that space. And your cells, your organs, your whole body starts to function from that reality. So it has that capacity. Your body is really a gift because it has that capacity to work together with you, to follow you, and work from that space of infinite possibilities that you also have the capacity, which is your very nature. Like imagine that your body is like a Ferrari. But unfortunately, we don't know we are sitting in a Ferrari all day long. We think it's the lowest budget, cheapest car. It's a car that, the max speed is like 80 kilometer an hour, and it's not good for anything. It's only good for going, maybe to the market on the weekend and nothing else. And this is the problem, that when you function from that space with your body, then that will limit the capacities of the body. It will not create greater. So what is the change? What is the possibility that you are allowing your body to have, or do you allow yourself to have with your body? And what is the space you are functioning from? And it's really amazing that it's all based on choice. Do you choose it or not? And like a million times, I'm pretty sure you heard it, that your life is not changing because you are not choosing it. Come on, it's not true. I'm choosing to have more money. I'm choosing to have this. I'm choosing to have a great relationship. I'm choosing to have a healthy body. I'm choosing, yes, but that's not choice. Choice, I mean, by definition, we think that just because I say I want something, it means I'm choosing that. But when you choose something truly, then you create like an alignment with that vibration, with that energy of your choice. Like, just imagine that, having a truly amazing relationship, and maybe you have already like images what it would be for you to have that relationship, and it has an energy, and the energy has many forms. Like, how does it feel for you? In which way does it expand your space? In which many ways it would be miraculous, it would be joyful, it would be orgasmic for you? This is the energy. And allow yourself to sort of like record or catch this kind of energy. And any choice you make in your life that has the same kind of energy inside, that will lead you there. So what does it mean? Maybe there is an option, your friend is inviting you to go to a party or go to a meeting, and you just ask the question, like, what would my life be like in 5 years' time if I join this party, or if I go and attend that meeting? And because of the question, you as an infinite being have the capacity to see the future, because the question is also coming from the same space, of the space of infinite possibilities. And you, as an infinite being, you are not limited to past, present, and future. You go beyond time. So actually, you can see the future by asking questions. You can ask any question, and if you are willing to be present with the energy of the question, not coming from like a predetermination, like, okay, I don't want to go to a party because a party is full of idiots. You already have a judgment and a point of view. If you are functioning from question, then you are open to the energy that can show up as a result of that question. Like, the question is like it's an oil rig. It's bringing up everything that's deep inside. It brings up that energy that it will create, and it will add to your life if you choose that, if you follow through. So would you allow yourself to follow the energy and see what your life can be? But for that, you need to really allow yourself to have a choice. Like, what is the life you would like to create? Like, what is the relationship you would like to have, for example? Or what is the level of health you would like to have with your body? Like, how would it feel for you? Like, let's say if you have some health problems or issues, how would it feel to have a healthy body? How would it be for you? What would be the energy of, of having a totally amazing and healthy body? And so actually, when we talk about the acoustic wave, the wave itself is the combination of infinite possibilities. for example, then there is so the difference between a wave and the vibration, that the vibration has the information about how the physical reality has to like restructured on molecular level. And it also has the energy for that. So for example, I was making, that was at the very beginning, like 7 years ago, I made an experiment. And it was, let's say, it was not a planned experiment, but it started very amazingly. So for 1 week, I was away from home. And when I went back, like I was facilitating classes in different cities. And I ran back home and I wanted to drink coffee in the morning. And in the fridge, I had a bottle of milk. But, after a week sitting in the fridge, it expired. So it gets sour and smelled bad. And then I just had this idea that there is a vibration of the expired milk, the sour milk. When I say vibration, it's like it's an information and energy that describes the physical reality in that very moment. So it's the vibration of sour milk. Let's say you can also call the blueprint of a sour milk, or you can say anything that physically would describe what is sour milk, but we like simplify it to energy and information. Energy is required in this case, when we talk about physical reality, energy is required to put the molecules in a certain structure. So that creates a physical reality. And the information is required to know what will be that structure. So one is moving the molecules and another one is describing it. And this is the acoustic vibration. And when we talk about the acoustic wave, it is the infinite possibilities. So let's say the wave is like a space from which you can choose one vibration that will describe one exact possibility that can be used for physical reality. So I realized, okay, there is an acoustic vibration for sour milk. Therefore, there should be an acoustic vibration for fresh milk. And I was holding in my hands this bottle of sour milk and asking for the acoustic vibration of fresh milk. And suddenly, just like when you run a body process, I was feeling that an energy was running through my hands and through the whole bottle of milk. And this energy was running very strongly and intensely for like 5 minutes. It was funny. If someone would make a photo, that would be funny because I'm just standing in the kitchen with a bottle of milk in my hand. And then after 5 minutes, I was opening the bottle, smelling it, and it didn't smell bad. It was smelling just as normal. And then I was tasting the milk, and it was tasting like normal fresh milk. Oh my God, it's so simple. And I put it back into the fridge. And 3-4 days later, I checked it again. And unfortunately, it was again sour and smelling bad. Okay, I was able to do it like 4 days ago, like I can do it now again. So I was asking that energy again, the acoustic vibration of fresh milk to run on it again. So the whole process was running again, and it turned back to fresh milk. Oh, perfect. And I was playing with this for 2 weeks. Like it always turned into sour milk, and then I was turning back to fresh milk. It was really cool. And then I realized I still have a point of view that I need to put milk into the fridge, because that's a point of view again. Like it means there is a reality, like let's say there is sort of like a foundation of this reality that you have to keep things in the fridge. But in infinite possibilities, there has to be a different reality where you don't have to put it in the fridge. So I was putting it on the kitchen bench, not on the fridge. And like 3, 4 days later, it was again sour. Good. And I was touching it and running that whole process again, and it turned back to fresh milk. So for 2 more weeks, I was playing again with it. So it's like it's a bottle of milk that that expired like a week ago, and then I was playing with it for 4 more weeks, like turning back and forth. And it was just really amazing that that this is something that is possible. And when I was running, like I created a class called Your Acoustic Body, which is about using the acoustic vibration and learning all the techniques of how you can do this and how you can follow the energy, how you function as an infinite being. So I was running this class in Russia, in St. Petersburg, and the people were really interested like how to do it, and they put into fresh milk into the window pane, and it was like hot summer, like 30 degrees for 4 days in a row. So that milk turned into something really disgusting in those 4 days. And at the end of the class, the whole class was, we opened the milk, everyone was pouring some milk into their cup, standing there, and people did the magic. And then I was standing around and people started to taste it and went to each other and asking each other. And, they were speaking Russian, so I didn't know what's happening. And then the translator said, like they can't believe. And they were testing each other's milk, like if everyone did it, and they all did it one by one, and they were so satisfied that it happened for everyone. So it's not just something that I can do, it's something that everyone can do. It just the question, what do you choose? What is the reality that you are willing to play with, you are willing to create? Are you willing to create such reality, or would you like to live in a finite reality? It's like, if there is a whole world, there is the tip of the iceberg, the 5%, and 99.999% of the people on the planet are living based on that 5% reality. It's a question whether you would like to live, continuously live that 5% reality, or are you willing to start like an adventure and start to experience what is that 95% reality? It's like willing to become the magician of this reality. It's a magician because it's up to you in which ways you would like to change the reality that surrounds you, because you and everyone else has this power. It's a question, are you choosing to have this power? Because your whole life will change. It's a game changer for your health. It's a game changer for the physical reality, and not just for physical reality. Because, um, it's not just about changing the like the form of the food. It's also about like changing your financial reality, because it's a point of view, what we follow, that results in our actual financial reality. Like if you follow from many points of view, that is about like you are just started your profession, just have 1 year experience, maybe you have a university degree, maybe you don't have. And in some professions you earn less if you don't have a college degree. In some professions, you start to earn more as you have many years experience, and so on. You earn more if you work in a bigger city, you earn less if you work in a small city. But these are all points of view, and this creates a finite reality financially as well. And the same thing happens with the relationship. Like how many points of view do you have when you function from regarding your relationship? Like many people cannot find a partner, or many people is struggling when they have to like be with their partner on a daily basis, or what is the lifestyle they can create together. We don't have the money, we have to work hard, it takes 10 years to save that much money in the bank and buy our home, and so on. There are so many limitations. Or we don't have enough money, therefore we don't try to have an offspring, a baby, because we have to wait until we will have a much more stable financial reality, and so on. Are you willing to change the whole game? And it starts with a choice. That what is the space you desire to function from? Like, are you willing to be the magician of this reality? To change all these limitations, all the borders, everything that sort of like describes what is the reality that you are living in now. How would you like to change it? Like, which direction you would like to go? And it's not like there is only one direction. No, your very nature is a space of infinite possibilities, and it's entirely up to you. What do you choose? Because based on your choice, the possibilities, like the combination of different possibilities, starts to show up, which will end up in that result that you desire. And the great thing, you can choose something else, or you can adjust your choice during the process. It's not a problem. You can adjust it, because as you choose something, like let's say you choose to create, I just say an example. Maybe you have, like, let's say maybe you earn like $4,000 a month, and then you choose to earn like 10,000. And like 1 or 2 months later, after your choice, you start to realize that there are so many possibilities, and I could even earn 14,000, not just 10. And maybe at that moment you still earn 4,000, or you only earn like 6,000, not even 10. But in your reality, you started to expand, and you start to like see it as a possibility to earn like 16,000. So you can choose, okay, now I choose, like I adjust my direction to earn like 16,000. And it opens up a greater space where there are even more possibilities. Like, your choice will open up the space of the different combinations of possibilities. And this is why they say, are you willing to step up? Are you choosing big enough? If you don't step up, it means you don't choose greater and bigger. It's not a competition. It's never a competition. It's not about competing with your friends or with your family or with other people. It is only one competition, competing with yourself. But how big is the life that you are willing to live? And before you would say it's all about money, no. Money is one of the million energies. It's just one, but on this planet, it is a key energy. And let's say, if you are truly, let's say, conscious, you recognize what are those energies that can create a different reality. Like, this is why they say in Access, like, are you willing to be multi-millionaires and billionaires? Because if you are that rich, you can buy those big companies, and you can change the future of the planet. And of course, there are many different ways how we can change the future of the planet, but through money, that is one of the many ways as well. And are you willing to, let's say, recognize it? Of course, you can become president of a big country, and through that, you can also change big things. Or you can become a president of a big company, and through that, you can also change many things. There are multiple possibilities, I would say, of course, infinite combinations of possibilities through which we can sort of like change the reality. And one thing is your choice, because with your choice, you sort of like set the direction. But the other part is consciousness, the willingness to see what will your choice create. So there is this thing about being like a bit selfish. And if you are not taking care of what it creates in the future, then you are selfish and dumb. But if you are willing to be present with the future that your choice creates, then you are truly functioning as an infinite being. Because as an infinite being, you care about the planet, and you care about other people around you. and you are willing to look into the energy and what it creates for everyone. And that will be sort of like something that you keep following up, and you keep making choices that creates greater, not just for you, but for everyone else. And this is what we call the kingdom of we, like functioning from the space of the infinite beings, like including everyone in our choices. So what is the future that you would like to create? And if you had all the tools of the of the of the infinite being you truly be, then what would you create? Like what would that life be like? And don't worry, like if there are like hundreds of people who have these tools, it doesn't mean that the future will go into 100 different directions. It would mean all these people would sense what is the future that would create greater. And as in communion, it is a huge and amazing creation. Cool. So, do we have a question actually? Or is there anything you would like to hear more about? And actually, this is
They just
also, yes, please, Claire.
they just feel that everything is so magical about the experiment.
Thank you.
Magical. It's magic.
I just give you another example because like there was a lady I met, and she had her yeah, she had an accident like a few weeks before we met. Like she was having a shower, and the basin was very slippery, and she fell down and hit her spine, the tailbone, and and because of that she was unable to stand straight, like because the pain was continuously there. Like nothing was broken, but it was a really bad move, so it hurt her much. And and she was trying all kinds of therapies to make that pain dissipate. It didn't work, and she was using creams and using like medication as well. She went to the doctor, and it didn't help. And then she came to me, and then I had this, okay, what should we do now? And we had only 5 minutes, not much time. First, okay, please lay down on the massage table and I will give you a body process. But then I realized it's not going to be good because we have only 5 minutes, and body process is an hour. So please stand up. And then I asked her like, okay, so from 1 to 100%, how much of this belongs to someone else? You know, there is this tool about who does this belong to. And she had a very strong idea that she had this sort of like pain in the body because she fell down in the like during shower. And technically this is what happened. Like this is the accident what she had. But an accident is a very good story which keeps the structure of her reality in the same direction. It doesn't allow things to change. And this structure had to be broken down. And when I asked this question, like how much of this belongs to someone else, she said, oh, like 40%. It belongs to my son. And her son, let's say, so this lady was from India. And maybe you know that in India, like traditionally, if there is a son in the family, that person is the most important person in the family. And, you know, like when I told her, like, are you willing to return it back to your son? She said, no, 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 no. I don't want my son to suffer at all. No way. Okay. And I was like, I had an awareness, like, did that truly belong to your son? And then she said, no, my son picked up from his friends. Okay. And will you return it back to them? And yeah, she was happy to return it back to them. It's not my son, it's someone else's son. It's okay. So it was funny. And suddenly she started to feel that, oh, now I can stand straight because the pain started to dissipate. I didn't touch her. You don't always need to touch people. It's you create and set up your reality, and you maintain your reality energetically and physically as well. And when you give up like part of this reality, the physical reality will follow that. Like your body can follow that change because you already gave up that very strong foundation of keeping that structure. And then what happened that, she still had the pain, like part of it. Okay, then who else does it belong to? She said, oh, my husband. And she was very happy to return it back to her husband. But there were still like 20%. Like she said, oh, I'm nearly done. I'm nearly feeling no pain at all in my body, and I feel more relaxed, and it's really good, but there is still some. Okay. And does it belong to something else, to the planet? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then she was dropping like three. There is this, if like you as an infinite being, you can sense if the planet, like planet Earth, is asking from you, like asking your contribution. And it's strange because oftentimes we feel it in the body as a symptom, as a pain. And it's just funny that you have pain in the body and then you go and buy painkillers, you go to the doctor, and they cannot help you. Like no one can help you because it's the planet. It's a doctor cannot manage it with pills. And then you have to connect to the whole universe and bring down that energy that the planet is asking through you. So you put your hands up in the air and you say, okay, 1, 2, 3, and you pull in all the energy through your body and you drop it down to the earth. And you keep running this, like keep repeating it like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And you allow yourself to pull in all that energy and forward it to the earth. Like you may think like, I'm just one person, like will it take a year to bring that much energy? No, you are an infinite being. You're not just one person. You are an infinite being who has infinite capacity to pull down and forward as much energy with as much intensity that the earth is requiring. You have this capacity. And she did it like for 20, 30 seconds. And then the whole pain totally dissipated from her body. And she was so excited and so grateful. So she invited into her home and for a dinner because she was so happy with this thing because, for weeks she was unable to change any of that. And now within 5 minutes, it miraculously disappeared. And for that, what it was required to, for all of this to happen with ease is to see that a reality is like creating a structure that doesn't allow you to choose something else. And this structure had to be broken or melted down. And when you have all this information and these techniques in your hands, then it becomes very easy to melt down any reality. So what is the reality that you face in your daily life that finally you have enough and you say, fuck, I choose to change it and melt it down? And are you willing to start it and see what else you would like to choose that would create much greater, not just for you, but for us as well? And how does it feel when you choose that? And are you willing to follow that energy and make your choices? And there are so many ways how you can use it. And this is sort of like an invitation for the people to start to be magical and start to experience your power as an infinite being. Start to live with that. Start to use it on a daily basis, not just when it's terribly hard, when you have a terrible life situation, but in everyday small situations, no matter is the intensity or the volume of the situation, just start to use it. Start to use your magic and sort of like step up and be as magical and miraculous that you truly be. Because this is how you be an infinite being. And the more you use your magic, the greater stuff start to show up. Yeah, like your whole life starts to turn into miracles. And I just really wish you to have these tools in your toolbox and start to play with it. Like, don't make it significant, just start to play with it, because the more playful you are, the greater change can show up. It's like the word that really matches it, like experimenting like a child, just playfully experimenting and having joy with it. Like, you know, it doesn't have um, uh, weight on it. It doesn't have to be serious, just joyful experiment.
I think I have a question here.
Yes, please.
请问这里提到的声波魔法工具是一个主题清理课程，还是有身体程序？The acoustic wave, the tools of the all the magics, is that a clearing session of the course of the class, or include the body process? Is this
Yes.
a course of the clarity night of the clarity of the, or is the something related to the body process?
Mm-hmm. It's a combination of working with your body through processes, of course, to get rid of all the polarity that your body is actually functioning from. Like, you function from polarity, like from many points of view with your body. And your body is like a magic stick, like a magic wand. Actually, you know, if you've seen Harry Potter, you know, there is this fake idea that you need a wand to make miracles because it's the power of that magic stick, right? But it's fake. It's a lie, because it's your body which is the magic stick itself. You don't need a piece of wood that was like initiated or it was attuned by any energy or any magicians. It is your body. You always had your magic stick with you because it's your body. And we need to work with the body to get rid of, like, you know, the limitations of this reality, which means the limitations that we both into up to your certain age. And working with the body to sort of like, because if you would like to create change in the physical reality, then you really need to use your magic stick. You really need to use your body, because your body will generate that vibration that will change the physical reality. So one part of it is working with the body through this class, and also sort of like opening up your reality as an infinite being. So there will be lots of clearings and live facilitation to let everyone get to that stage where you can really start to create change in your life. Thank you for the question. Cool. Do we have any other question? I mean, the topic is really huge. And I believe, like, for the first instance, it can be really miraculous. And it really starts to run your mind, like, and you start to have great ideas. So maybe we would have like a conversation, like a second call at some time in the future, and you can like collect your questions and we can continue from there. But also we are planning to hold like a small series of paid online classes where we use these tools in different areas. Like, I created the acoustic energy pool series, where we use the acoustic waves combined with the energy pool, like energy pool for your business, your profit, for your financial reality, or energy pool for a relationship, to pull in the relationship you desire, or acoustic energy pool for the body, to create the body and change the body that you desire to have. So there are many angles and many ways we can use it, other than a big like 3-day class is the acoustic, like your acoustic body class. So what else is really possible now? Cool. So think, like we created a recording, and everyone who registered will receive the recording. You can listen it back. So I would recommend you, if you missed any point, or if you joined later than the beginning, I would recommend you to listen back the recording and, watch out, because we will come back and share um, the date for the next part. And really grateful for everyone who joined us, and thank you so much for creating this. Like, thank you for Claire, and thank you for Harry, and for everyone being part of the creation. It's really amazing, and I wish more people hear this possibility and start to play and be joyful about creating a different reality. So thank you so much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and have an amazing day. And it was amazing to see you again. See you. Bye-bye.